Hi there, everybody. So today we're going to talk about using our feet when we walk. Now that sounds like a silly statement. However, most people actually don't use their feet. They just plunk them ahead of them as though the legs are walking and the feet just sort of stick themselves in shoes, get bound up and go for a walk with the legs or a run with the legs or anything like that. But in fact, the feet have 26 bones and 33 joints that are supposed to all glide and move and propel us forward. And forgetting the idea even that for a moment that the feet actually map the rest of the body, let's just talk about what your feet are doing or what ideally they are doing when you take a walk. So if you think of the perfect footprint in the sand, it's the heel, the outside edge of the foot, and the balls of the feet and the toes, not the necks of the toes, but the toes that end up on the footprint. Now, if you actually look at your own footprint, many other things could be there. For example, if you have flat feet, there isn't just the outside of the edge of the foot on the ground. There is, in fact, the rest of the arch on the ground. Or if, say, you have too high arches, your foot is really tight and bound. Someone might have told you that high arches are good, but a lot of people who have high arches, that hurts. Or they don't even know that binds up a lot of the mid part of their body, their mid back, even their upper back, and sometimes their lower back. So in that case, a lot of times you give a thin strip of a footprint on the outside edge of the foot and not much of the arch at all. So, in fact, we want everything open and loose. We want the arches there to support the body, and I'll talk about that in another session about what the arches, how you know that you're supporting your body by what your arches are doing, and how ideally all of this is supposed to work with something I call the domes of the body. I'm not the only one who calls it, but we might not all have different ideas about what that is. So anyway, you strike the heel, stretch the foot forward, having the outside edge of the foot on the ground, and then you take the balls of the feet sort of one at a time, just adding one to the next down on the ground as you propel yourself forward. So that means that you are taking the ball of the pinky toe first, then adding the fourth, third, second, and first, but you're not losing the contact with all the rest of the balls of the feet as you take your step. In fact, you're adding them, and then as a unit, the balls of the feet propel you forward into the toes, and the toes stretch forward and push a little bit more. So we don't really think of ourselves walking this way, but in fact, that is what propels us forward. So if we practice a walking exercise today with that, you might go a lot slower, but actually be really stretching your foot as you do it. And then the more you do it, the more you might notice differences between the left and the right foot. Oh my goodness, this foot can do it more easily. Like for me right now while I'm walking, my left side can do it more easily and my right is clearly bound in a certain way. And that wasn't true the other day. It was the other way around. So I don't know whether it was sleeping or sitting in the car or whatever I was doing that made something different. Because as you'll find out later, this does talk to the rest of the body, the foot. So that also means that the rest of the body talks to the foot. So what you were doing with the rest of your body might in fact be affecting your foot. So walk like that for a while. Slowly strike the heel, stretch the outside, just focus on the outside of the foot forward, landing the pinky toe first, then the fourth, third, second and first ball of the foot, but as a unit, they're adding one piece to the next, pressing together, stepping off, and then pressing into the toes. Just try that. And as you try that and keep walking enough, you might start to notice that your legs start to relax a little bit. You might also feel a little funny if your thighs are used to falling inward. You might not even know what that means. If your knees fall inward, if your ankles fall inward, if you have a bunion, any of those things, you might start to feel like maybe you got something between your legs as you walk. It's causing you to walk a little weird. But give it a try, and we're going to see what happens in the next 30 days that this will make a difference with. Bye-bye.